Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is A Life Well Spent. My name is Kelly and I am a single woman and I am documenting my financial journey. I decided to do it online to make it a little bit easier for me to be held accountable since I don't have anyone in my life that I can talk to about money. Um, so on this channel, we're going to do a lot of things like we're going to talk about money, but we're also going to do like I'm going to show my budget. I also show, like the beginning, what I plan for my budget for the month, and then I'll close out my budget at the end of the month and show you how I did. I'm doing like net worth assessments. That's what this video is today. And I do kind of like weekly spending check-ins as well to kind of keep me on track with what my spending is. And, there's a myriad of reasons that I've been doing that. If you've been watching some of my videos, I explain it, and I'll probably explain it again in a future video. But I want very quickly to go through my net worth assessment before I have to leave for work. So let's just get straight into the net worth assessment. So I have, oh dear Lord, you're going to have to bear with me here because this is my first recording on my new MacBook, and I forgot that my touchpad I didn't change it to like, my old MacBook is always on a scroll and movement that makes sense to me, but it's not what's native in the computer. And excuse me, I forgot. So now I'm scrolling one way thinking it's going to move one way, and I'm all backwards now. Okay. So very quickly, I have a number of different retirement accounts. I have a 403B. I'm not currently contributing anything to that. I want to actually pay off I would like to do some more investing. I'm just not sure if a 403B is where I want to put it. So I paused it when I bought my house because I wasn't really sure what my bill situation was going to look out to be. And I just have not restarted anything with that. So I'm not actually actively putting anything in. Anything that is gained or lost in there is just what's gone on in the market. I have an HSA savings, and I'm honestly not sure why this went up. I'm guessing that like it's in preparation for a bill to come out or something. I don't really know. But realistically, like I have a threshold that's set at $2,000. And so anything over $2,000 is supposed to get put into my investment portion of my HSA, which is a health savings account. I absolutely love it because it's an extra retirement account, but I can also spend it on medical expenses if I need. And, just let it invest and grow. I put about $291.66 in there a month. And typically, so what happens is like if I have a bill, it comes out of the savings. And let's say I pay a $500 bill at the doctor's office. The savings drops down to $500 or to $1,500. It drops down that $500. And then it pulls the $500 from the HSA investment. So, then so that kind of adjusts. It sometimes can be difficult to keep track of, but there's supposed to always be 2,000 in the savings. When I put something in, when I contribute out of my paycheck, the money goes in, but then it immediately gets transferred over if I'm already at that $2,000 threshold. So I'm assuming there's something within those calculations, like it's going to even itself out. But at the time I took this, it was I think on April 30th, I went in towards the end of the day to kind of see where it was at, or maybe even May 1st. I got all these numbers, so God knows what it is now anyway. It's April 6th. No, it's May 6th. Oh my goodness, how is it May already? Okay, so that's what's in there. And my PSERS, which is my retirement account, that's the Pennsylvania Employees Retirement Account. So there's market growth in there for sure, but we only get a statement that we can look at like once a year. So, and I mean, there may be another way to look. I just don't know yet. So I just, at this point, just kind of add what I know that I'm contributing and what my employers can actually, no, that's just what I'm contributing. And then the end of it, I'll be able to update it when the next one comes out for the year, or if I figure out how to get a hold of it. So my Stride Empower, this was my part-time job that I don't have anymore. I had a 401k with them, and there's about that much saved in it. Because I don't work there anymore, I really need to roll that over into something else. But I honestly, that's just one of the things I need to look into this month and figure out where I want to put it and what I want to do with it. Clearly, I'm not going to keep it there. I don't want to cash it out. That seems silly. So I need to roll it over into something, but I don't have an account set up. I don't have anything set up in terms of that. So I really got to get on doing some research there. My Robinhood investing account, still down. It just kind of cracks me up. I bought Neo. I guess that was the problem because it keeps dropping. Savings, at the time, there's about $25,498.77 in savings. That includes sinking funds. That includes my student loan payoff fund, where I'm just kind of piling up cash, and it includes a moving fund, and a number of things, but it does not include my emergency fund, which right now is sitting at $1,000. I was trying to do the Ramsey $1,000 emergency fund to see like how doable it really was. And yes, I mean, I get it. I'm absolutely sitting on a lot of money if I really needed and had a real problem. But ironically, at this point, as soon as I set that money aside and was like, here's my emergency fund, I actually only ever had to spend in it once. And I've been really, really fortunate that I've just kind of been able to rework my budget so that I could cover an unexpected expense and without having to dip into my emergency. That's one of my alarms. That's my make sure you're dressed and ready to go alarm. And I do, because I get to doing things in the morning, and the more time I have, the more time I think I can, or the more things I think I can do. And so I go, I have time to do that. I have time to do that. And then I end up being late. So I set alarms for myself. That's like, no matter what you're doing, if you haven't gotten to this point yet, you need to stop what you're doing and make sure you go get dressed. I am already dressed, however, so don't worry about that. Anyway, so I've really only had to tap into that emergency fund once. That was helping. Having a second job really helped. And I'm definitely in a position where I'm not so overloaded with bills that I can't, like, I don't have to play the game of, do I not pay this so I can pay this emergency? Like, I was in a very, very good situation as far as that goes, but I kind of just wanted to set that 1,000 aside. The $3.84 is interest that it's earned, and I just kept it there. I haven't moved it out. But that's what we're sitting on my emergency fund. I have $3,000 in my checking account. So what I do at the end of the month is I take whatever is left over. Like $3,000 is like my zero balance. So I zero it out at $3,000, which I realize is not really zeroing it out, but that's kind of a month's pay for me. It's a little over. Mine's like 29 and change, so I just rounded it up. But like that's about a month's pay for me. And I like to keep that in there because I don't want to sit here and think about like, I want to be able to put my money someplace else and have it, kind of wherever. Um, and if I need to pay for something, I can transfer the money. That's not really a problem. Excuse me. But I want to make sure that like at the start of every month, like I have the $3,000. I budget off of like making that income anyway. And so, sorry, I'm not really sure why I have like this weird indigestion from what I just had for breakfast. It's just like a dinner roll. Anyway, so if I have in there at the end of the month, if I have like $4,100, I will take $1,100, put it into savings or whatever my current money goal is, and I start back at $3,000. And that so far has worked really well for me because what I don't want to be in a situation where I'm waiting and thinking like, oh wait, I can't pay that yet because I haven't gotten paid. And then, the money, I have to wait until the money deposits and then I can pay it out. Like that is annoying to me. So that's why I leave my zero at $3,000. So clear that out. So that should always read $3,000. Sinking funds, there's about 1720.79 in my general operating sinking funds, which includes that's my giving fund. That's also my car insurance, my car repair, and stuff like that. I have some sinking funds in my main savings, but that's mostly like bigger things like the move that I think I'm gonna end up doing. And what else is in there? I need to buy a bed and a mattress, so I put it in there. And then I have funds I'm piling up money to pay off my student loans. So there are some sinking funds in there. And then ultimately what I'll do is, when I move or if I don't have to move, and once I buy the bed and like, let's say we had student loan debt cancellation, I'll take whatever's in that savings account and put it in that'll be my emergency fund. Or that'll be at least in my emergency fund. That may not be all of it. So, with that in mind, where else are we at here? So, yeah, that was it. So, I drive a Honda Element. It's worth about 2,000. It probably drops a little bit, but I'm not going to nickel and dime every month the value of my vehicle. So that's just silly. Same thing with the house. Like, it's not going to fluctuate that much. I don't live in that much of a rising market necessarily, although hallelujah, the people who live across the street from me. Well, no, I guess I don't live there. It was a pretty dilapidated house, and I think it was pulling everybody's home values down. Somebody bought it and is doing like a full gut on it. So that's going to actually help all of our home values. So I'm pretty excited about that. It was pretty awful. So, at any rate, but like, again, I'm not going to go look that up every month. That's just silly to me. So I sincerely doubt it's dropped more than that. So we're just going to leave it at that. So for my total assets of $274,000, $274,433.97. Now for liabilities, my mortgage right now is sitting at $89,720.29. My student loans are $13,673.33. Got those under 14, so that's nice. And this Piecers is kind of, I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet. And there's other videos that explain it. I basically, I bought years that I had out of state, and I owe the value of those years. And essentially, like, it will keep climbing, and then they'll just deduct it in the end, or I can purchase them now and buy into it. And part of me feels like if I had a pile of cash that was like that, or even if it took me like 3 years to put that money in somewhere, I feel like I would be able to invest it better. And then I, at the very least, get to keep it. So if I can invest that and it make, it be the value of, like, say $150,000 by the time I leave, and that's just the same as what it would do if I put it into my pension fund, I don't necessarily get that 150,000 back. Whereas, like, if you're just going to take 150 out of my pension, but then here's 150 that I have over here, so the money evens out, but then I can keep this and give it to somebody else if I want. So I think I'm going to end up actually turning and investing that money. So I don't really, I mean, I count it, but it's not quite, I don't really know where it really belongs in my budget, but it's there as a reminder that at some point I need to pile up that amount of cash in an investment fund sooner rather than later. That would probably be, honestly, as soon as I get my full emergency fund after paying off my student loan debt, is probably be the next financial goal that I'll have, is to just start shoveling money in something so it can start investing. It's a little frustrating because those are years from, let me see, 15, 16 years worth that money would have gone in. So it's irritating. It was very, very irritating. Anyway, so total liabilities, $120,032.98 for a total net worth of $154,400.99, which is, that was 152. We went up. Did I make it? Oh God, so sorry. I can't deal with this scroll anymore. So, yeah, so we went up a couple thousand. Yay. Fabulous. 2,000. Oh, I calculated that. See, I can't do this. This drives me nuts. So, excellent, excellent, excellent. Keep moving the needle in the right direction. I wish I had more. I wish I had more net worth right now. I wish I had more invested, and I did not. I was very silly with my money. And there's really no excuse for it. Didn't know any better, didn't do any better. And even when I knew that, like, oh, I should probably save, still didn't. So trying to make up for it now, trying to pay off all the debt, trying to pay off everything and get my finances in order. So it is what it is. It's all we can do, right? Learn our lessons and move forward. So that's what I'm going for. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. I cannot believe I'm actually going to get this in under 15 minutes because I tend to run long, and I'm going to work on that. But thanks so much for joining me. Leave a comment. I'd love it if you subscribe, stick around. We're going to actually get into, like, talking about money things in general, not just me rambling. Now that my life has lightened up a little bit and I have time to do things, which is great. That's a great feeling. But anyway, till next time, in a couple days, I'll have a wrap-up video for the week with my spending. But see you next time. Bye, guys.